Hey guys, I'm Edward with Everything Kayak. Today we're going to walk through and do a power pole micro anchor install on the Hobie Mirage Outback 2019. So first of all, a couple little things that you're going to need. Obviously your power pole unit, the micro anchor unit, and that's going to come with all the pieces. We'll walk through the stuff you need. Also, Hobie offers a power pole hardware kit. This is for the 2019 Outback. What it does is it replaces these cap screws here with still quarter 20, but it's a 3/4 inch shaft on this and a pan head, so this head will fit in the power pole base. So we'll get to that. Also, they throw that thread lock in there. This is the blue, so you can put that on there. Make sure nothing backs out for you. So first up, we're going to remove these. We got all these nice and loose already. There's going to be some threads in the boat. Those should be lined up pretty well, and we'll walk through that. So hang on to these guys, don't get rid of them, because if you ever remove this power pole, you want to sell the boat or something like that, you'll have these to cap these threads back up. So this is going to be your micro anchor base. We're going to pop these screws that came in that little kit right into here. Remember when you're tightening this down that you want to do one bolt at a time and ease them down. That way you can make sure everybody lines up. Sometimes they'll stick through this a little crooked. You want to make sure you avoid that. Also, at this point in time, we're going to push them most of the way through. This is where we want to put some thread lock. Now you can either pop that thread lock into here, or you can lay it on the threads of the screw there. Make sure you go in the right direction. You want that housing to the back. We're going to start off, get one of these lined up, touch a couple threads. I like to go diagonally. It's not the end of the world if you go the other direction. Make sure everybody touches, and we get everybody into the threads and started before we start locking anybody down. And there we go. So now all four the threads are started. We got a couple turns in the threads. Don't get crazy. We don't want to rip on it at this point in time. We want to make sure that we're going to get down in those threads. And then again, that thread lock needs to be on these at this point when you're applying this in, so you don't have to worry about anything backing out. Get everybody locked down nice and tight. Okay, that bracket is on there. So with this install, that's the tough job. We have the micro anchor unit that will set on here. So that's going to sit down like so. Brace that with our leg. We're going to have a couple other components that we're going to come into. These are for mounting that unit to the bracket. Also, you're going to have this locking nut. It has this brass insert here. The other side isn't going to be exposed. We always try and put this brass insert to the outside. That way, if it does dislodge, you don't have any issues. These are going to allow us for our alignments and putting the angles on that unit if we want. We're going to slip those in both sides. Take this piece here. It's got a raised edge and a flat edge. We're going to start on the flat side. So that's going to allow us to tighten it up. And then we rotate that handle back, and that's going to give us a good firm hold on that unit. So right there. And you can see when we tighten that up, we're going back a little bit, a little bit of sag, and it kind of locks up and squares up as we firm everything up, tightening that down. Now, the way this is placed here is important. We want to make sure that we tension that lever away from the cockpit of the kayak. That way we can do this guy. This is a manual release. What this does is we have this nice little cradle on the bottom. This gets screwed in. It's got a little hole, comes with a screw. This is going to get applied up towards the cockpit of the kayak. It's going to hold this, basically this knob is just so you can get some grip on it. Lock that in. This will get applied up here towards the cockpit. We'll just throw that up there for now. And this line, and you're going to shorten this line to whatever you need. We want to put a good knot, guys. Most of you doing this are anglers. You know, you can put whatever you want that's going to hold. We want to make sure it's not going to slip. But what's going to happen is this line runs forward. If you have a situation where you need this to be loosened up, you don't have to crawl back here. You're going to pull that line from the cockpit. That's going to allow you to overrun that unit if you need to pull it out, if the spike is stuck or whatnot. So we will lock that back down. Other really nice thing, guys, is this with the micro unit from Power Pole, you are going to get your key fob. It's got a nice little lanyard, as well as a base mount remote. Base mount remote covers a lot more features than just the key fob one. But pretty much you got your down and up. There's a couple different options and directions you can go. You know, read through your book. If you double tap, it'll do something different than a single tap. You can hold it, let off, things like that. With that said, also one of the applications you can do here, guys, is the lithium ion battery from PowerPole, and that is going to come with your charger, the battery itself, and this mounting collar, as well as this nifty little Allen wrench. So what's going to happen is, in order for that lithium ion battery to lock on, we're going to slip this collar on, use the supplied Allen wrench to lock up those bolts. They're going to go across the face of it here, pinching this collar on either side. Really simple. This is a separate purchase. The lithium ion battery does not come included with the PowerPole. Now that that collar is on, we can nice and easily square that up. Maybe not. All right, we locked that on. So we got our initial light saying that we had power, and now what it's going to do is we're going to get into our blink. At this point here, we can go ahead and check our remote and see if it's set up. Let's go ahead and put we'll lay the spike in there. So we're going to set that, and we're going to do a down, make sure it pushes and grabs there. All right, so at this point here, we can check our remote. Down, spike's moving, up, spike's moving. If, per se, your remote isn't talking, with the Sea Monster controls that they use, guys, it's really, really simple. If you want to reprogram this remote, we're going to come up here to this red button here. We're going to go from our standard flash. We push this, hold it. We're going to come into a steady light here shortly. All right, that steady light means it's ready to pair up. We're going to push our remote, push it again, and we can hear the motor run. And then we go back to our standard blink, and that tells us that we are all synced up. So really cool product, guys. Thank you for following through this with us. That is the PowerPole micro anchor install on the Hobie Outback, the 2019 edition. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to comment, contact us, whatever you want to do there. Also, guys, remember to follow us on here, subscribe. That's the word I'm looking for, subscribe. And if you have any information, you know, let us know. You can always call us at the shop at 228-865-1000. We have the full website. From there, guys, we appreciate you tuning in, and cheers.